All right, we're going to learn how to make our three-dimensional candy canes. So first we're going to start out with purple, blue, or black paper, and you're going to have white paint and a paintbrush. We're going to make the splatter painting background behind the candy canes. Okay, so you're going to dip your paintbrush into the white, and with one finger, you are going to pull up on the paintbrush. And that makes a splatter paint technique on your paper. You're going to want to get your brush pretty low to your paper. You can't really control where it goes, but you're pulling your finger up towards you. All right, so once you have that done, you can put this in the sink, and this goes to the drying rack. And then we're going to work on our candy canes. So our candy canes are actually two-dimensional. That means they're flat, but they do look like they are coming off the paper, and that's because we used shadows and we used highlights. So we used white and then a darker color. So first you're going to get your white piece of paper and your candy cane, and we're going to be able to trace this 3 times. So we're going to go 1, if you make little mistakes, it's okay. We're going to cut these out. You're going to go 2, and then the last one we might have to turn upside down to fit it, which is fine because we're going to cut these out. You can even turn it around. All right, and you're going to want to put these curved lines on it. This also gives it a 3-dimensional shape. So I'm going to lay my candy cane down so I can see kind of where they go. And I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me spread these out around my candy cane, making sure that I'm curving them. Okay, so with the 3-dimensional candy cane look, we're going to use oil pastel. You're going to want to go to the oil pastel bin and first get a white. Then you're going to get a dark color and a light color. So out of the same bin, you're going to choose a darker color and a lighter color. I'm doing my first candy cane, obviously, blue. And then our whites, if they have another color on them, we can just use our paper and clean it off because we're cutting these out, so that's not going to matter. All right, our first candy cane, or my first candy cane, is going to be blue. So the first step is to take your white and kind of color down the middle of your candy cane. Now on the video you cannot see this, but I kind of colored a white line like this in the middle of my candy cane. I pressed kind of hard with my oil pastel. So I kind of went like this with the white. Okay, the next step is to get a blue, or the darker color, sorry. The next step is to get the darker of the 2 colors. Remember, we got 2. You're going to get a darker one, and you're going to color in and out like this, not up and down. In and out like this, taking your time. Since I'm doing my entire candy cane blue, I'm just going to go all the way up the side. And I'm going a little bit out of the lines. It's totally fine. Again, we're going to cut these out. I'm not coloring like this. This is not the way it's going to look 3-dimensional. You have to go in and out. And if you see these little boogers on your paper, don't brush them. Just pat them off. Okay, so you're going to go in and out. This dark blue is not touching my white yet. So I know you can't see it, but my white is right here. So I have some dark blue paper and then white. All right, once your dark color is finished, you're gonna get your lighter color. Now this time I'm gonna go all the way to my darker color and all the way to my white, but I'm not covering up the white. I'm just filling in that paper that's still left there that needs color. So if I get a little bit on the dark blue and a little bit on the white, it's okay. This is what I don't want to do. That's not going to look three-dimensional. You have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Also, something else that I don't want to do, here, I'll do it right here. I don't want to leave much white. See how I'm kind of covering up, or I'm touching the darker color with my lighter color? I need to go back over and finish right there. You're going to see it while you're coloring with this lighter color. You're going to see it blending into the blue. So sometimes in the art room we rub with our finger to blend, but with this situation we don't need to blend with our finger because the lighter color is blending for us. So again, I'm leaving that white oil pastel showing. We're going back and forth, little tiny oil pastel lines. Making sure all the paper is covered. So I'm going to go back over right here too. Okay, so once you have your darker line and your lighter line, you're going to get your white again. And you're going to do the same thing with the white. You're going to go back and forth with the white, and I'm going into my light blue and it's blending together to make a wider portion of our candy cane. Okay, so if you want to do a pattern, you can do a pattern, or you can do them one color, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to cut them out. So remember I said it was okay to go around that to go out of the lines. Oh, before I show you that, if you're doing one color, you might want to take the darker color and trace back over those lines. You don't have to. If you're doing two colors, you don't really need to do that. Of course, if you want to, you can, but you don't really need to because it's already separated by the next color. But one color, you might want to take your darker color and separate your lines. Okay, so once your candy canes are finished, we're going to cut them out. Now we're going to cut out all of our mistakes. We went out of the line to make our life easier. All right, so once all of your candy canes are cut out, you're going to glue them on to your paper. Of course, mine was purple that I showed you, but I'm just going to show you because I didn't put 3 on this one. You can do them upside down. You can do them connecting together. However you guys want to glue your candy canes on is totally up to you. So we're just using the glue and the bins. We're making sure that we're getting glue on the edges of our candy cane so they don't curl up when they dry. And I'm going to put this one upside down. I'm going to overlap it. Okay, so when your candy canes are glued on, you can take that to the drying rack.